Hi, and welcome to Chatroulette. I'm going to give you a little tour of the website today. This right here is the box that you would see yourself in if you were using Chatroulette. Above you is your partner's box. Right here is the chat box where you can text your partner. To the top you will see three buttons. The first button, the plus sign, is the next button, the very, very important button of Chatroulette. In the middle is the report button to report any obscene behavior you see. The third button stops transmission immediately. So, you're going to see a few things while chat-rouletting. What's going to happen most likely is you're going to hit the next button, you're going to be randomly delivered to a person who's going to take one look at you and immediately next to you forever. If that doesn't happen, you'll probably see a guy masturbating or something. Here's an example of nexting. And again, I'm nexted. So I decided I was going to find out why people were using Chatroulette. So I thought there's no better place to find out why people are using Chatroulette than Chatroulette. So I devised a simple script to ask every person that I would come across if they were willing to talk to me. The first question was, why are you on Chatroulette? Pretty straightforward, pretty straight to my original question. The second question I asked was how long their average chat lasted. I was interested to know how long people's interactions worked on Chatroulette. The third question I usually ask is whether or not it was the first time they'd been on Chatroulette to see how often people were coming back to the site. My fourth question was how often do they get nexted, because that's a very important feature of Chatroulette, and I wanted to find out if it was just me or not, getting nexted all the time. So I talked to this guy, and he said he was using Chatroulette because he was bored. Same thing with this girl. She also said she was bored. This kid said he was just looking to have some fun on the internet. He also didn't like how Chatroulette seemed to be filled with too many guys. This fellow is a character. He straight up told me that he was using Chatroulette to try to find and play with some hot ladies. He was pretty straightforward about it at the very least. I met this kid from Japan who said he was using Chatroulette to meet international people to talk with. Some people were looking to have a good time on Chatroulette, especially these kids. They seemed to like the idea of messing around with me as a college student trying to do a project. These guys were also just looking to have a fun time on Chatroulette.
Whoa.
These ladies from England said they were looking to unwind from a long day at school. They also mentioned how their chats only lasted a couple seconds, and how there's far too many dicks on Chatroulette. These guys from France said that they were looking for girls. They also claimed that their chats only lasted a matter of seconds. This girl said that she was bored, her chats only lasted a matter of seconds, and that she also saw too many dicks on Chatroulette. These girls said they were looking to make people crazy while listening to music. They claimed that they didn't get nexted very much because they were girls. I caught this guy in the act of some obscene behavior, but he gave me one hell of a response to account for his actions. People aren't always receptive to you on Chatroulette. This kid had a few mean comments to say. I tried to call this girl on nexting me before.
You did that to me earlier. You nexted me.
I tried to talk some sense into her, but she just wouldn't have any of it. So I began to think that maybe my personality was having an influence on the research. So I decided to add a couple more variables in the detection of people on my side of the screen. The first thing I did was add a second person to see how our chats would differ. The second thing I did was use a masked personality in the form of a gnome where people would not know who was talking to them. And the third thing I did was use a female friend of mine to act as the ever elusive girl on Chatroulette to see what would happen. The two-person method didn't produce immediate results. People were still interested to talk to us. Despite the addition of another person, people seemed to be okay with carrying on a conversation, especially about the project.
Not understand.
The gnome, however, didn't have a very good response at all. People wanted to know who they were talking to, or at the very least, what they were talking to. Except for this guy, who didn't really care that he was talking to a gnome at all. In the end, though, he tried to find out if it was a guy or a girl. This guy also was in for talking to the gnome. And he, too, was very interested in knowing if the person typing the messages was a guy or a girl. The female tests were immediate success. She wasn't nexted once. Well, except for this guy, who seemed pretty convinced that she wasn't really a person. Perhaps he just couldn't believe there really was a girl in Chatroulette.
I do.
The general feature of the conversations that my friend had was that they all seemed to be pretty creepy. This guy said that she looked good. This guy told her how nice her smile was immediately. But she was also capable of having some pretty normal conversations, especially with this girl who was looking to meet new friends. Now I gotta say, Chatroulette is a very strange place. But I don't know if it's completely lost for hope, even if you use it for only a couple minutes. There's a certain amount of fun that I think can be found, and I think people are enjoying what they're doing, and they're coming back for more despite the negative connotations the site has. Despite the dicks, and despite the people nexting you all the time, and the mean people, there's a world of people out there looking to have a good time, looking to connect. And Chatroulette, I think, is just the start. The start of finally understanding that anyone can log on and experience an entire world of other people. A world that at any time is only a click away.